Everyone is having a good and blessed weekend. Today marks the first anniversary of my adoption of Peyton and Cordelia. Yes, that is them enjoying their Falcon gear when they were smaller. And then here's some more pictures I will let you review. As you'll notice, they are straight up wandering around chilling in their gear right here. And one is from Super Bowl Sunday, and one of them is taking down the Christmas tree. But they, like I said, I got them a year ago, rescue adopted them a year ago. And they are super awesome. They play fetch. They help me cheer on the Falcons. Like I said, their Super Bowl shirts didn't do us so well. But they are awesome. I just want to shout out to everyone that does rescue and adopt. And be sure to spay and neuter and adopt. Don't shop. Also, happy Father's Day to, you're about to get some movement on the camera, that's why I'm leaning forward. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers and dads out there, especially mine. I am definitely a daddy's girl and grew up watching football with him, and albeit he was a Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Steve Young era San Francisco fan, and of course I was a Falcon fan from the start. I lost countless bets to him back in the day, but he also took me to my first NFL game in a box with a friend of his in Atlanta the first year of the Georgia Dome. So that was super awesome. And now we are going to flip around. See, there's my dad, yes, in our Clemson gear. Where do you think that came from? At least I didn't veer from him on that. But like I said, shout out to all the Falcon dads out there as well, especially those celebrating their first Father's Day with little ones, or any of those that have lost their dad. Obviously, I have my dad, waiting on him to get here now, but I lost my mom a number of years ago, so I know how hard these holidays are if you do not have a parent around. And like Dan Quinn, lost his father just before the season started last year. DJ Tiavia had an awesome message about not wasting time. If you still have your dad, reach out and tell him that you love him before your opportunity is gone. That's great advice, DJ. Mohammed Sanu is out boating with little Sanu and Devin Hester and his family today, but still misses his own father. But at least they're out there having a great day on the lake. Justin Hardy lost his father in 2013 while he was still at ECU, and he honors him by wearing his dad's high school number of 14. When he came to the NFL, to the Falcons, obviously Eric Williams was already on the team and had the 14. So Justin Hardy combined his number 2 that he wore in high school with his dad's 14. So that 16 was still special, but he'd write 14 on his wristbands, his gloves, his shoes, that kind of thing. But now it's really cool because sadly with Eric gone, but Justin can switch back and get that 14 and really honor his dad. Rocky posted an adorable picture with his son. He has on a shirt that says, "You're killing me, Smalls," and his son is in a onesie saying Smalls. They are so cute to watch together. And Duke was FaceTiming with his little one and promising to keep that smile on that little one's face. So, all camps and OTAs are over, but don't worry, I'll still have plenty to squawk about. We do still have a few notes from camp. As you know, Dan Quinn's main focus is on the ball, keeping a hold of the ball, getting the ball. So he had a lot of workout with the defense this season, this off-season minicamp so far, of the defense catching the ball and running with the ball to really get those hands-on the ball skills as well. DC Marquand Manuel was mic'd up, and we got a couple of fun takeaways from that. He said, "It's my job to make sure you have a job." So he's really coaching those guys up. He also is very hands-on, like the rest of the coaching staff we've heard. He's out there in the middle of drills, punching guys, really laying his hands on them, showing them how to move. I think Keanu may have clipped him. Keanu's a little aggressive even in camp. But he did, like I said, he was showing him a lot of situational stuff. It was really cool to see him hands on the ground, telling a whole story of what's going on in the game and what you don't do and what you do to make that stop. So that was really cool to show those guys and not just yell at them from the sideline. And he closed with, "Appreciate your effort and enjoy the break." Keanu commented on Duke Riley, who everyone is raving about in camp, and said, "Effort, that's one of the biggest things we look for, and he's doing a really great job." As a continuation from Friday's squawk, Friday morning, Ben Garland, DJ Tiavia, Ricardo Allen, and rookie Daniel Brunskill, along with Mr. Blank, Coach Quinn, and Thomas Dimitrov, flew up to D.C. to Walter Reed Hospital to visit with some wounded warriors. They visited with members of the military and their families, took a lot of pictures, signed a ton of autographs, and hosted a special lunch. They also toured the museum and then went to the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, where they got to see the changing of the guard, and Mr. Blank and Dan Quinn placed a wreath on the tomb. And then they drove by Arlington Cemetery, where Ricardo noted, "Always remember, freedom is not free." All of these guys were really moved by everything they saw Friday and really enjoyed their time with everybody that they met at the base. Not at the base, at the hospital, sorry. So what have our other Falcons been up to since minicamp ended a minute ago? Sanu was out golfing with friends Friday. Then he took little Sanu to the movies and they were eating out. And that little one is a cutie pie and his hair is on fleck. I cannot wait to see him as he grows up. He is so cute. Duke is doing some big time watch shopping up in New York City. Then he headed back down to Louisiana to visit the family. Julio and Justin Hardy went jet skiing and hit up a concert. See, these guys are really buds off the field as well. Taylor Gabriel headed down for some relaxation on the beaches of Mexico. And since getting back to Atlanta Friday evening, DJ was cruising the town to 80s tunes, which I love rocking out with him. And Ben Garland was looking for something adventurous to do. Never ask a question like that on Twitter, Ben. He got some crazy answers. He must have found someone's good advice, though, and he was out checking out some waterfalls, probably hiking and stuff. You know, Ben's real outdoorsy like that, so looks like he had a great time and a great view. Adrian Claiborne got married Saturday in Chicago, so it looks like the ceremony went off great, and Mrs. Claiborne is beautiful, so welcome to the family. Tack bought a house and is getting moved in, so clearly he's getting settled in and plans to stay in the ATL for quite some time. Vic Beasley is out doing mission work building a house, so more to come on that. Can't wait to see that as it progresses and to see the final result on that. Brian Poole held a camp in his hometown of Bradenton, Florida, with the help of Keanu O'Neal, and they were really coaching them up and supporting them and teaching them. Then they headed out for a little beach time when in Florida. Leroy Reynolds also held a youth camp called Doghouse in Norfolk with some help from CJ Goodwin and DJ Olateo. Apologize for the pronunciation. But Leroy said it's all about celebrating football, family, and life. And they did just that. And these little ones doing drills. Some of them are twice the size of a football. So it's really cute to see them running around and really trying. They had all these guys really coach them up. And Leroy thanked all the volunteers and everyone that helps make those camps possible and all the sponsors. It helped. He had some really cool doghouse and then LR gear. It was LR on the back that was really cool. I think they had eye black. They had hats. There's tons of gear. So it was really cool. But he also thanked all the parents that brought those kids out there because he remembers being brought out there and, you know, attending these camps as well. So it was awesome. And one thing I heard that they were kind of teaching in a chant back and forth in some small groups to the kids. I believe in myself every day. If you look in the mirror, you keep telling yourself that. So I thought that was great because that's an off the football field kind of thing to really believe in yourself. The Falcons hosted their first youth football clinic of the summer up in Macon. And former Falcons Buddy Curry and Robert Moore spoke to coaches on technique. They had breakout sessions where in the groups they could talk about their best practices of techniques in youth football, safety, and then went out to the field to learn some of that technique firsthand. The world's largest video board is installed and working. And that's showing intros of the Falcons because you know it's in the bins. Deion Jones was the linebacker with the most pass breakups in the NFL last season as a rookie. How's that going to get better? And my all-time favorite Detroit Lion, Paul Warlow, was showing off his NFC Championship ring. Maybe he'll be wandering around the airport when I fly through Detroit on the way to the Hall of Fame this year, and I'll get to see it live. Anyway, special shout out to Paul as he welcomed his second daughter being born in April, and both of those little girls are adorable. We are 3 months away from the opening of the bins, so stay up to date on all the happenings by staying in the fast lane and set your Twitter and Periscope notifications so you do not miss an episode. Now get out there and hang out with your dad. Rise up, Falcon Alley out!